What is up, guys? Crypto John with another market update. So, we obviously had a very, very bad past week for Bitcoin. Personally, I actually don't even think of it as bad or good, though. It's just kind of a much needed correction. But in terms of going down, it was pretty bad. So, looks like we lost 43% within the past basically week and a half, which is obviously, I think, the biggest loss. Says right here that we had since 2013, which is incredibly huge. Now, thankfully, if you were in my course, you saw that I've been saying a million times, I have most of my money in fiat. I'm not investing in Bitcoin right now. I'm just kind of accumulating as we hit dips. And I did buy a little bit at this point down right here. It's not financial advice, just what I did. But as for my predictions, I mean, we were kind of taken aback because it looked like we had passed through this descending trend line right here, right? We passed through it once and then kind of came back, and then that was sort of a fake out. And then we had another right here, and we started getting some sideways action, which looked like we had passed the descending trend line. But alas, then we just got hammered straight down to basically 4K levels and even sub 4K levels. So here's what I'm thinking in terms of the next month or 2 months. So there's two options, right? There's the bull option and the bear option. The bear option is that we potentially probably keep testing this for a little while, maybe a week or so, and then so get some sideways action, and then we go down to test the 3K level of support, which is really, really pre-pump prices, right? You could say that 2K is a pre-pump price, but 3K, 2K, 4K, honestly, I think that those are all pre-pump prices. But regardless, we could go down and test 3K if this support doesn't hold up. So I'll be watching pretty closely right there. And the bull scenario, in contrast to this, is that this holds, the 4K level holds, and we bounce through this descending trend line and probably get a quick breakout, a retest of it, and then another breakout. And I'll be watching pretty closely for both of those because, as I always say, you don't want to try to predict the markets too hard. You want to have some predictions, obviously, and get an eye on where things are going to go, but you want to just have a strategy for the things that could happen, and then when they actually do happen, you just want to execute on them, right? So you'll learn that in my course. You can get it at getbitcoinmillionaire.com. We had a Black Friday sale actually, and it did pretty well. But so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And personally, most of my money is in fiat currencies. I'm not investing too heavily in Bitcoin because it could go down a lot further. I have some things that people pay me for in Bitcoin, and I just hold on to it because it's at very low prices right now, so it wouldn't be wise to sell it. But in terms of investing, I bought a little bit at the 3,800, 3,900 level. Bought some at the 5K level too. But as we go down more and more, I'm going to be setting some buy orders all the way down probably to 2K as a precaution, just so that I can snag those prices as we go down and just dollar cost average all the way down. What I'm leaning towards more in terms of what I think is going to happen is, honestly, I probably think we might retest this. We'll probably bounce back and retest the descending trend line right around the same time that we get to this 5K resistance right now, and probably be beaten down to even 3K, maybe 2K. And the reason I think that is because historically, crypto markets last until people are so fucking fed up that they just don't think it could go any lower, and then it goes lower, right? And so that's why I think we might hit 3K or 2K levels, is because people can't even imagine things being that low that are new to crypto. But if you've been in crypto since the beginning, you've seen a lot of fucking shit. You're like a war-torn veteran with having Vietnam flashbacks right now, probably, if you were trading crypto in 2013. But overall, obviously, the future of crypto is extremely bullish. I mean, it's funny because looking at all the news, it's so bullish, and there's so many good things happening. Like right here, I mean, Ohio just became the first state to allow taxes to be paid in Bitcoin. Now think about that for a second. I mean, that means that we're actually getting into the US government on an infrastructure level, right, with crypto. Like, that is so fucking bullish. I can't even begin to describe how bullish that is. But because crypto is run by emotions, at least at this stage of the market, it's run more by emotions, such as fear, than it is by logic and actual infrastructure. We're going down, right? So long-term crypto is obviously extremely bullish. I'm a huge long-term bull. Right now, I'd say I'm a short-term bull because I think we'll probably bounce back and retest. Medium-term bear, right? So next month or so, probably go down a little bit, maybe retest this level, something like that, maybe retest 3 or 2K. Long-term bull, right? So this is obviously great. I mean, just the fact that we have even one state accepting this, that means that they're going to lead the path and other states are going to see it work. They're going to see that it's working, it's more efficient, it's easier to track maybe if we use different methods depending on how we do it, and they're going to jump on. So this is huge. I mean, this is like I think it was Colorado that became the first state to legalize marijuana, and now all these other states are popping up right around it, right? Same thing with crypto. It's going to happen to crypto too. SpankChain has paid Camgirls $70,000 worth of crypto in 6 months. So again, you can see that crypto is slowly working its way into the monetary infrastructure, right? Camgirls are getting paid in crypto. I get paid in crypto. I'm not a camgirl. I get paid in crypto for courses I sell and different things like that. We're paying taxes in crypto now, right? So things are obviously looking pretty fucking bullish, long term. Let's just see if any other news pops out. Let's take a look at the overall markets too. So, this is one thing too that I wanted to mention was apparently 600,000 miners shut down in the last 2 weeks. And while this might seem bad, it's actually good in my opinion. And the reason why is because what's going to happen is less miners means less supply, right? Less supply means higher value of crypto. And once we hit that critical point, which again, I'm estimating is probably going to be right as we're about to break through this and actually break through, not just a breakout or a fake out, but an actual breakout. Once we hit that critical point, there's just going to be so many things working in crypto's favor, such as we can now pay taxes in crypto. People are getting paid in crypto. It's a part of the infrastructure. Ripple is growing. Et cetera, et cetera. Plus, there's going to be less supply because of the Bitcoin miners obviously stopping because it's not profitable for them anymore. There's going to be so many things going in favor of crypto that it's just going to explode. I've said this before. I think Tim Draper said that Bitcoin is going to hit 200,000, I think he said, by 2020, something like that, something really big like that. And despite, crypto crashing 40% over the past week, he hasn't withdrawn that prediction. And I think McAfee is the one who says 500K by 2022, right? So these guys, they know what they're doing. They've been in this tech space, this investing space for a long time. I have too. They've been in it obviously longer than I have. And we're all saying the same thing. It's just Bitcoin is long-term bullish. Crypto is long-term bullish. The underlying technology is the future. We all know that. It's just a matter of waiting for the public to catch up and for the newbies to get beat out of crypto, for all the new money to get beat out of crypto so that the old money, the smart money, can pick it up while it's low and then blast up and make incredible returns like we saw in late 2017. So obviously, Bitcoin SV went up 25%. That's kind of interesting. Obviously the crypto markets, they're down. So I'm treating this as a time to kind of buy. I did buy some Bitcoin, like I said, at the this level right here, the 4K support, the 5K support. What I tend to do, my strategy, is generally I'll buy at key support levels, and if we end up bouncing, then I'll probably sell it, or keep some of it for long-term investing. And if we just go through, then that's fine. I'll just buy at the next major support level and just average down, right? Because again, I know that eventually we're going to come back. We're going to go up. Got my crypto coffee here. Let's take a look at maybe some other things. One of the guys in my course said that he did a trade with Ethereum recently, which ended up pretty well. And it said getbitcoinmillionaire.com as well. You get access to the inside group that we've got going on, the trading group. I don't know how the hell he did a trade here though, because there's not a lot of action. Maybe it was this little dragonfly candle right there. Not a lot of action. I mean, as I've said, most of the crypto markets follow Bitcoin. They use Bitcoin as a litmus test, and this has to be a glitch right here. There's no way that Bitcoin Cash has been that stable. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin acts as sort of a weather vane for where the crypto markets are going. And whenever Bitcoin goes down, so do other coins, right? I mean, again, the last week, Bitcoin went down, 30 to 36, I think 42%, something like that, depending on when you start measuring it, if you measure the wicks, etc. Again, last week, Ripple went way the fuck down. Last week, Bitcoin Cash went way the fuck down. Let's look at Golem. Golem last week, interestingly, it actually didn't go down, surprisingly, which is kind of strange. Looks like there's a support right here for Golem. Let's draw that in real quick. It's been tested one time before, apparently. And by the way, too, quick charting tip. Whenever I see something like this right here, where there's just like a random kind of drop and then it like stops at a certain point, like right here or like right here, that usually means that there's a support there. And so I'll keep that in mind, and then you'll see it'll come back later, actually, or like right there, basically, right? Or like right here, there's a support here, it looks like, or there's something going on here. Or perhaps we could just extend this, and this, you could say this got close, right? But that's one way I find supports, is when I see like a random drop and then it just stops at a certain level, like right there. That usually means that there's a support. But yeah, in general, I'm not making too many trades. Some of the guys in the course that I'm teaching are. You can do whatever you want. It depends on your investment strategy. Personally, I'm just preserving my wealth and, dollar cost averaging as we go down. Long-term crypto is bullish. I mean, this right here, this just blew my mind when I saw this. This is so fucking bullish. This is so incredible that we are now able to pay taxes in Bitcoin in a state. So it's coming, guys. It's coming. Just got to be patient. Got to, again, the market beats out the people that aren't patient. Warren Buffett famously said that the market acts as a transfer, and it transfers money to people. It transfers money from people that are impatient to people that are patient. That's all it does. The people that are impatient, that got in 2017, that are like, oh, Bitcoin's going up, I saw it on CNBC, and then they just buy a shit ton of Bitcoin and then lose it all. The market transfers money from people that are impatient to people that are patient. So keep that in mind, especially over this next month. I have the sense that we're in for a little bit of some tough moves, a little bit more of a winter right now, but I don't think it'll last too long. I think that it'll probably end by the end of the year. At the latest, January 15th, I think. Historically, the markets usually go down during the middle part of January, because the Chinese actually have their New Year's celebration then. And so a lot of them will withdraw money from the markets to pay for their vacations, et cetera, et cetera. Keep that in mind, too. I didn't know that a long time ago, and I got burned because, the markets dropped like 10% or something in a day in January. And I was like, what the hell? And all the old traders were like, yeah, it happens every year. Chinese people withdraw money to pay for the Chinese New Year. So keep that in mind. And as we're going forward, I'll keep you guys updated. Again, if you want to check out the course, I've said it a bunch of times, but it's a great course, and I love teaching people personally. You get one-on-one coaching when you join it. It's getbitcoinmillionaire.com. And as always, I will see you guys next time.